million hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
Good Sunday, everybody. Lead meteorologist John Choquette here with our garbage camera for our daily 12 p.m. hail forecast on this Sunday, sponsored by C3 Hooper and Merlin Law Group. Since we're doing a video on Sunday and on a holiday weekend, that must mean we have a chance for some hail. So we're going to jump right into it in just a second here. If you have any issues with the website and the app, especially if you are in Colorado and you haven't really been using us too much the past few months, you're more than welcome to give us a call. We can set up a training so that way you guys are well versed with all the changes we've made over since the probably maybe last time we used us. But either way, we were happy to help you guys out. So here we go. We got two areas we're looking at for today. Everything's loading up here, and you already probably immediately see the purple and then the higher numbers here. It looks like we're going to see storms rolling off the Front Range this afternoon into the evening, especially near the Denver area. So I have a 25% chance for storms there. I have in the orange swaths, that brings it up to maybe up to some 2-inch hail. And with this, storms are going to roll off the mountain. So anywhere pretty much from, I'd say, Colorado Springs up to the border. So that 25% covers everybody. It's not just Denver, the city itself. It goes all the way up to Fort Collins and Greeley and everywhere in between. So 25% chance is going to happen probably after about 4 o'clock local time on that one. Much larger hail is more likely in areas in far southeastern sections of Colorado, for sections over by Dodge City, down south through the Texas Panhandle for the millionth time. We could see up to 3-inch hail. Again, any sort of large isolated supercells could see that big time hail up to 3 inches in diameter. 30% for Amarillo. Looks like quite a bit of storms are going to fire in that area. And 2% down by Odessa, where maybe only 1 or 2 storms form. Probably 1 storm over by Fort Stockton, Texas. They seem to be having storms over there. The chance for hail extends all the way far north up towards Rapid City, South Dakota, and even to the east towards Omaha, in the event that we're having an eventual squall line that will make it towards Omaha, Nebraska late at the end of this, probably by about 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, which is still on today's hail forecast. So 2% there, and a broad swath of 2 to 5% chance for hail, anywhere up to some ping pong ball size hail, anywhere in that yellow and over on the east here. So Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and then it looks pretty consistent with something kind of close to Washington, D.C. You can't really get too high on the percentages across the East Coast, where the hail chances are usually a little lower than places further to the west like Denver or in the Southern Plains. So in any of that's going to be in the next hour or two through about sunset this evening here in the East Coast. So let's break this down into the live radar here. I thought I had individual cities, but I guess I did not. So live radar, you can see the future radar. I mean, you can see these storms firing up, especially here. You can see where Denver is pretty clearly. Storms fired just east of them, and then this particular run has been showing stuff multiple rounds, so either anywhere from about 4 o'clock to about 9, 10 o'clock this evening, all pretty much north of Denver itself, so like Fort Collins and Greeley, and then other areas like Arvada and those sections of the Denver metro. But I wouldn't be surprised if this fired even further south than what the models are showing. This is just one particular run. And obviously, there's a lot more activity that fires across the Texas Panhandle and into eastern Colorado and parts of Kansas. You can see just storms kind of exploding in the afternoon. There is a moderate risk out today. 4 tornadoes and hail. Derek and Frank are out there chasing today. We'll see if they get anything exciting. The streaming hasn't really been working too much. We're not even trying right now. We haven't really, don't know why it's not working super great, but we'll try to go on like our cell phones or anything if in the off chance they get to see something, and also is in an area with good cell phone reception. Other areas, here's the East Coast risk for you guys. Again, isolated storms. This looks a little more potent than it most likely will be. I think there's only going to be a handful of activity. Any of that could add up to some ping pong ball size hail. Wouldn't shock me if one storm went to town and had up to maybe some 2-inch hail, but that is few and far between over a very large area. I didn't want to include that into the risk. Oh, there it is. I just had the local hail forecast after the radar. So local hail forecast here in Denver, even knowing I supposed to do that before the local radar. But here we are, 4 to 9 p.m. Like I mentioned, 2-inch hail is probably your maximum size. So this is Denver, the whole Front Range area basically. So not just the city, but everywhere from south of Denver up to the Wyoming border. Chance of hail, I got 25% chance, and of that 25% chance of hail, I give it about 20% chance of it being a 3-star map or better. You basically get any sort of quarter to half dollar size hail or larger over an area as densely populated as the Denver metro. You're more likely than not going to see a 3-star map out of this. The only way we'll see less than a 3-star map is we only get up to some quarter size hail. So Amarillo, Texas, 6 to 9 p.m. You could have the 3-inch hail, 30% chance of that, a 20% chance that you could see a 3-star map or better. I think about the same chance for Amarillo as it is for a 3-star map today. Looking pretty likely Amarillo will get hit with more hail, but the Texas Panhandle cities seem to have been getting all of the hail in the past week or so. So I'm sure most folks are ready for that to move on. So looking on to your Memorial Day forecast here, we could see storms flirting with the Denver area again. I think it's going to stay just to the north, maybe closer to Cheyenne. Whole area right here, everywhere from down by the Mexico border up and through, right around there. This is a very conditional risk. Right now, the models aren't showing anything forming, but conditions are favorable for 1 or 2 storms to form. So if any of these storms go, they could have, I say, up to tennis ball size hail. It could even be bigger than that if anything happens. Right now, it looks like there's probably not going to be too much. Maybe just 1 storm goes up over this very wide area, but we'll see how it goes out. On the other hand, closer towards the Great Lakes region, over by Chicago, Davenport, Des Moines, Indianapolis, this looks much more likely that there will be storms tomorrow along a warm front and probably residual outflow boundaries from morning convection, which means we could see hail up to 2 inches in diameter in this area. We'll have more updates for that tomorrow, especially if we get big time storms in Denver today. I'm sure I'll be back for a video for Memorial Day, so make sure you check that out, as it looks like you've seen that future radar. I mean, look at all this activity that forms in the afternoon and evening. That could be a pretty busy day for us here at Hail Trace, as the Great Lakes region is a pretty densely populated area. So it looks like we could have quite a bit of hail if this does come into fruition. I know the other day the Chicago area was at risk, and then it just kind of didn't happen. You know, it happens sometimes. So we'll see how this cuts together. But I got my eyes on this, as you know, any risk outside of Texas, I think a lot of folks are interested in. So I'm looking beyond. I don't have a 5-day forecast for you guys, but I am looking ahead to Tuesday, just because it is a very large area here and could be a pretty potent severe weather event for your day on Tuesday. So anywhere from, I'd say, the Red River, so Oklahoma City, Wichita, Kansas City, Omaha, Des Moines, even further to the east across the warm front that's going to be draped across Chicago and Detroit and even towards Pittsburgh, all at risk on Tuesday. Could be some very large hail and some tornadoes. So we'll see how this pans out for your Tuesday. It does not look like there's going to be a big squall line or anything to wipe out the risk early in the day. So this could be a very interesting day we're watching closely for your Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, yes, I know a lot of folks have been asking about Dallas, and there you go. There is a chance for some hail in the Dallas area on Wednesday. And then after that, I think we kind of go into a little bit quieter of a pattern in relative terms compared to what we've had the past 2 weeks, where it seems that every single day we either have a chase opportunity or there's storms or both, and it just kind of keeps going over and over and over again. So once we get to about Thursday, it looks like we might take a little bit of a breather for maybe a couple days. There still will be activity every day, don't worry, but I think it won't be as hyperactive as it's been. You know, hopefully here for Oklahoma City, I think we've gone like 6 straight days of tornado watches, and we actually unfortunately had a fatal tornado last night in the El Reno area. So, you know, it'd be nice if we have a little break, at least here in central Oklahoma. I noticed my comments haven't been working on here. I didn't turn them off. Don't worry, I just did not. For some reason, they weren't working this morning. I think the computer restarted itself over the weekend. So, Tuesday, another blue ball event for Kansas City, asked Josh. Hopefully not. We'd like to Kansas City get hit just as bad as you guys. And for the most part, looks like we finally had the snow stop in Denver. I know it just snowed not too long ago, but finally, yes, we do have a risk across the Denver area today. We'll obviously go live if anything does go down in the Denver area. Probably go home for a little while, but I'm likely going to return here. Since my laptop is being used for storm chasing, if I'm going to go live, I gotta be here. So make sure you follow us here on Facebook. Hit see first. I posted an interesting little satellite image, GIF from earlier showing why Denver gets hail so often. It actually showed up very well on the satellite today. So you can go check that out. And we'll be posting, obviously, any sort of live coverage that we have. So that's why you got to make sure you hit see first so you get past that Facebook algorithm. You can also follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell icon. I believe that sends out a push notification through YouTube as well. Follow us on Instagram where we do updates there. Give us a call if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, or you're interested in what Hailtrace has to offer for you, or email us or visit our website at hailtrace.com. Hopefully we'll be back live coverage across probably the Denver area. I think that's the only real major city at risk today that isn't in the Texas Panhandle. And if not, I'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Yes, it will be a holiday, but we will be here for our daily videos. Have a great rest of your Sunday and a great rest of your holiday weekend if I don't see you. And if you are hoping for storms in Denver, do those hail dances so I can come back a little bit later today. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.